Welcome back. Welcome back. Another episode of College Ball J Dog. Got a good show lined up for you today. As usual, need to do that YouTube stuff for me. Hit that like button, hit the comment section, and make sure you're subscribing to the channel. I think we're at 43, something like that. Like to be at 100 by the time the season comes. So if you could hit that subscribe button for me. It's free. It don't do nothing for you. Just let you get my videos. Hit the bell. Go up, hit all. That way when I post my videos, you get them. So we got a couple things we're going to go over today. First off, it's 18 days till kickoff, y'all. Sorry for the late post today. I worked my butt off today at work. Then I had to move some furniture for some family. Had a fussy baby. Here we are. Like I said, sorry for the late post. But I'm keeping my streak going for the content. First things first, 18 days till kickoff. I know y'all are ready. I'm ready. Let's get into it. Grab your popcorn, grab your snack, get you a cold brew, whatever you do. Up first, Oklahoma officials are aware of John Mateer's Venmo activity that surfaced online last night. That twice references sports gambling, including a reference to a specific game. Mateer has consistently denied to OU officials ever being involved with gambling, per a source. So if you're not aware, last night, there's a post going around with Mateer's name on it. He sent some payments, said it was for gambling. He's denying it, but of course he is. He said it was an inside joke with him and his buddies. Who inside jokes when they're sending money and says it's for gambling? I mean, come on. So that's something to keep an eye on. If he gets caught, they figure out he was gambling, he's done for. They're not going to let him play if he's gambling. They don't let you play in anything unless you're gambling, unless he can pull a Shohei Ohtani from Major League Baseball and blame it on his interpreter and get to play. So I'll stay up to date on that story for y'all. Kinda hope it's not true because I want Oklahoma to be at full strength for the season. Just because I'm that guy, I don't wish injuries or nothing like that on anybody. But if he's gambling, he's out. Oklahoma's without a quarterback again. And this is a make or break year for Brent Venables, so we'll keep you up to date on it. I don't see it turning out good. I just don't see an inside joke with your buddy being that you sports gambling. If anything, you'd sit it and say, oh, it's for, here's your money for your ass cream or something crazy like that. You know how guys are with their buddies. Here's your money for Vagisil. You don't say, oh, here's your money for sports gambling. No. That's not how guys operate. But like I said, it's still new. There ain't much on it yet, so I will keep you updated on it. Just know it don't look good for John Mateer right now. Got Blue Blood programs by Andy Staples to go over. Y'all tell me in the comments if you agree with it or you don't agree with it. Let me get it pulled up to where we can see who missed the cut. Sorry. All right, so the Blue Blood programs: Alabama, Florida State, Georgia, LSU, Michigan, Oklahoma, the Miami Hurricanes, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Ohio State, Texas, South Carolina. I don't see a problem with them. There's not a team on there I'd take off. The ones that missed the cut is Auburn, Clemson, Nebraska, Florida, Penn State. I think Penn State maybe should be up there, maybe Nebraska. The other three I'd leave out. I definitely put Nebraska up there, me personally. just because Nebraska's had some really good teams, and I'd consider Nebraska blue blood. I'd probably consider Penn State a blue blood. The other ones I'd leave off the list. Florida really didn't come around till the early 90s, whenever late 80s, early 90s, once they got Spurrier, all that stuff. So y'all tell me in the comment section which team is a blue blood in his list that you wouldn't have on there, and tell me if you'd put somebody besides even the ones that missed the cut in there. Tennessee's a blue blood, Oklahoma. Every team on that list is a blue blood. You go back all the way through history, they're all ranked in the top 10-ish in all-time wins, all that. So I don't have a problem with that list. I just thought that was an interesting little piece. If he'd have left Tennessee off, I wouldn't have been happy about it. But he obviously knows the history of the program. It ain't all about the last 20, 25 years. It's about being blue blood. It goes back all the way. And Tennessee's had dominant teams from really all the way back to now. Another thing we're going to go over, I'm sure if you're like me, you're a Tennessee fan, you're tired of hearing about this kid. But we're going to go over this because I want y'all to tell me if it sounds familiar to what we heard last year. This is made to Z Sports. Tennessee is going to have some regrets, insider dishes on former Vols quarterback Nico Iamaleava's performance after transferring to UCLA. If you remember last offseason, last fall camp, last spring practice, if you're a Tennessee fan, you remember it well. What all we heard last offseason, we'll go over it as we go over this. So far, it sounds like the Bruins are getting what they signed up for. He said paid for, marked out but paid for, which is true. CBS, Matt Zenitz detailed on Monday how Iamaleava has looked for fall camp at UCLA. He's getting absolutely rave reviews. There were a lot of people around the UCLA program that, frankly, didn't know what to expect from Nico. Just coming out of that situation with Tennessee, it was well publicized how everything went down. And I'll just say that he has been beyond terrific. Not only from a talent standpoint, what he showed on the field, but just the work he's put in behind the scenes. They have continued to rave about him. They just feel like the outlook is so much different for this season there at UCLA compared to what it would be if he hadn't been there with Joey Aguilar, to what it would have been with Joey Aguilar. If they had not gotten Nico, they legitimately feel at this point like they're going to be able to compete in every game they play. Does any of this sound familiar to what we heard last year? Because it sounds awfully familiar to me. Right here. Chris Hummer added that multiple people in college football believe Nico Iamaleava is worth 2 to 3 wins compared to what UCLA had last year. From a Nico standpoint, say what you will about how it ended at Tennessee. I've talked to multiple people in college football at UCLA. Outside of UCLA, they say Nico's worth 2 or 3 wins at least compared to what they had last year. He is that significant of an upgraded quarterback for them. They went 5-7 last season. I think you're talking about a team that can win 8 or 9 games just with the quarterback upgrade. What did we hear all offseason, y'all? Oh, no matter how good you think Nico is, he's even better. Oh, he's the next coming. He's going to be better than Peyton Manning. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. Then what did he go out there and do? He looked absolutely terrific against the Scrubs. And then in SEC play, he didn't even average a touchdown a game. I think he had 7 touchdowns in 8 SEC games, and 3 of them was against Vandy. So I've heard it before. We've heard it before. Everybody's heard it before. I'm not going to believe it till I see it on the field. And if he's got it, you'll know first game, because guess what? They play Utah, 10 o'clock, August 30th. If you don't think I'm staying up to watch that game, you're sadly mistaken. Because how many times, even Jared Garantano, people like that, how many times you hear of guys at practice, oh man, they look how good they look how good they look, blah, blah, blah. And then the lights come on, the pressure comes on, and what happens to them? They fold like a wet rag. I mean, not saying that's going to happen with Nico, but for him to take UCLA from 5 wins to 8 or 9, he'd be in the Heisman Trophy race, y'all. Their receivers are all 3-star guys. Their offensive line's trash. Their offense was literally ranked in the 60s last year. You think Nico's going to go there and make that big of a difference? I think they're sipping the brewing Kool-Aid out there, and they're going to get hit with a hard dose of reality when the season starts. Is Nico talented? Absolutely. Does he fold under pressure? I think he does. I mean, look at the Arkansas game. Last drive. Runs out of bounds with the damn football instead of throwing it to the end zone. Whether or not we catch it, whatever. But at least we took a chance. Don't just run out freaking bounds like Joe Milton did against Ole Miss. Nico's got to be the most hyped up player to have not done anything yet. Besides Arch Manning, which Arch Manning, at least when he played last year, he did look good. Bryce Underwood's real hyped right now. He's done nothing. They won't expect Michigan to win 10 games this year with the true freshman quarterback. Is it possible? Sure. But that's a lot of pressure to put on a kid. So we'll see how it goes. Y'all let me know what you think about that article. I found it, and I was just like, that sounds a lot like what I heard last year whenever we was in fall camp. Everybody's posting, Sparks, all them guys. Oh, Nico's this, Nico's that. He's going to put on a show this year. He did put on a show against Scrubs, but every time we played SEC teams, the show was over. There was no show. It was Dylan Simpson's show and the defense show. Nico's a game manager. That's what he was last year. Besides against Kent State, whoever those guys were we played last year, they're not on the tip of my tongue right now. So we'll see how it goes. Y'all tell me what you think about it. We're going to get into fall camp, y'all. Fall camp notes. Day 10. Y'all, the season's right around the corner. It's the last Saturday coming up without football. You got week 0 next Saturday, week 1 the Saturday after. Y'all, it's that time of the year. You wake up, you feel good, you get the chills. About to be that crisp fall air. I mean, life's about to be good, y'all. Life's already good for me. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Got great kids, got a job, got family, friends. I mean, you can't ask for much more. God has blessed me. I'm trying to live out my dream here. Giving y'all these videos. Hopefully y'all subscribe, help my dream happen. Hope y'all are enjoying them. If you ain't, tell me what I can do to make them enjoyable for you. It's literally since I was a kid, my dream was to do stuff like this. Always, my dad get on to me because he'd say, "Oh, I'd get a bad grade in school or something." He'd say, "By God, if it was a sports stat or something, you'd sure remember it. If it had something to do with the ball, you'd remember it." It's always been my dream to talk ball. I'm doing it. I appreciate everybody that subscribed, everybody that tunes in. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. If you don't, tell me what I can do to make you enjoy it. And let's get into these fall camp notes. Most notable development was Joshua Josephs was back on the field for the first time since very early in camp. The senior has been dealing with what's been termed a nagging issue. So his return in any sort of practice participation is a positive. Josephs was in regular orange defensive jersey this morning. So he's full contact, full go. I think mostly precautionary while he's been out, which I've said that on every report I've gave y'all. Your main guys, if they got a little nagging injury, just a little tiny injury, something that's, they're not feeling, not 100%, you're just going to let them rest because you need them for the season. No reason to risk tweaking anything, nothing like that. So he's just been out for precautionary reasons. I truly believe that. There were 2 red number 4s out there this morning with Mike Matthews and cornerback Ty Redmond working in non-contact jerseys. Not sure about Redmond, but Mike Matthews, it's just precautionary, y'all. He's been practicing all that. They just don't want him to tweak anything worse than whatever's going on with him. The open periods this morning did not include routes on air, so all we saw was quarterbacks Jake Merklinger, Joey Aguilar, and George McIntyre. Do was go through mesh point drills with the running backs out and then work on pocket presence drills. That's something Aguilar's got on the other guys too right now, is he's got a very good pocket presence. He took less than half the sacks Nico did last year, and it wasn't because he wasn't under pressure. The guy was running for his life at App State last year. So I think that's going to be an improvement. He's more Hooker-esque in that sense than Nico and Joe Milton was. Tennessee appeared to be less than full strength on the offensive line this morning, which led to some different combinations and half the line drills than we've been used to seeing. Freshman offensive tackle David Sanders Jr. was mostly a spectator during the one period of individual drills. Redshirt freshman offensive tackle Jeremiah Hurd was in the weight room as practice continued. We didn't see redshirt sophomore Shamrod Umarov out there while we were out there. All precautionary stuff, y'all. They practice, they scrimmaged. Just getting the backup some work. I truly believe that's what this is because the games are right around the corner. If you get an injury you're not expecting, you need backups to be ready to go because we play a pretty good team first game in Syracuse. That if your backups ain't ready and the injury happens, you could get beat. So you want to be on top of your game. You want your backups ready. I think that's kind of what we're seeing as we get into fall camp. We know who the starters are for the most part, besides quarterback and a couple center, right guard. I think we know who the quarterback is too. Josh Heupel's not going to tell you till probably game week. Or he could do like he does on all of his depth charts, to be 1A, 1B at running back, quarterback, receiver, all that. Don't know why Heupel does that instead of just naming people a starter. It drives me crazy. So the first group on offensive line had Lance Hurt left tackle, Wendell Moore Jr. at left guard, Satterwhite at center, Pendleton at right guard, Jesse Perry right tackle. Pendleton's going to start at center or right guard, y'all. So it's either going to be Pendleton at center and then Umarov or Perry at right guard, or Pendleton at right guard and William Satterwhite at center. Don't know how it's going to work yet. I'm starting to think that Pendleton will be your center, and then we'll just have to need somebody for right guard, but that's not etched in stone yet. It's all fluid. That's really, we got a safety battle between Idris Farouk and Caleb Beasley. We got a center right guard battle and a quarterback battle. That's about the only battles going on in fall camp right now. Every other spot is pretty much locked in with their guys. Tennessee football continued its preseason camp work with the Tuesday morning workout inside the Anderson training facility at Haslam Field. Was taking in a lot of water. The team would have went outside after the media was gone. But for the time period we were present, Tennessee remained indoors. It was raining. So they started indoors, let the media see a little bit, kicked the media out. They went outside. Jake Merklinger had the GoPro, appeared to be going first in the rotation this morning in drills, followed by Aguilar, then Merklinger. The quarterbacks and running backs were going through mesh drills, which we already went over. Quarterbacks carrying out their fakes in the zone read. The quarterbacks then worked on pocket presence, went over that, moving their feet in the pocket and keeping their eyes down the field, while shielding hits from the pad by a graduate assistant. Chris Browser Jr. looked to be full go. Through drills, was not seeing him moving slow. Was seen moving slow at times in between reps as he continues getting back in the swing of things. If you don't know, Browser got arrested the other day, driving suspended license, speeding. He's going to get a slap on the wrist. He's going to be out there. Right now would be a good time to go over this as well. There's a report by Basilio's reported all the Boo Carter things. It's like he just wants to start the pot. Said Boo Carter's been late to at least one practice, if not two. Even though the other day, Heupel said that Boo's doing all the right things the last week, so maybe it was early. I don't know. It's starting to look like Boo may have to miss a little bit of Syracuse game just to get put around the right track. He's too talented to keep showing his ass. Hopefully he gets it together. And Basilio could be wrong. He could get bad information. If you know Basilio, he's not always right. So I just want to throw that out there. While I was thinking about it, Boo Carter may have been late to a practice or two, or he may not have been. Basilio's hit or miss with his information, y'all. That's why I didn't want to make a whole segment on here, but I want to throw it out there in case y'all see or hear about it. Joshua Joseph is back in the fold this morning, and that was a great sign. Jamal McCoy continued to get some work during individual. It wouldn't surprise me to see Jamal McCoy play against Syracuse, y'all. And that would be right at 9 months since his ACL, or right at 8 months, really, almost 9 since his ACL, which is dang impressive. But he's one of those guys that can do it. I mean, he's going to be an All-American this year more than likely as long as he recovers right. We didn't get to see the whole thing, obviously, but it looked like Jeremiah T-Lander was off to the side, getting warmed up, and was set to rejoin his position group for the rest of the individual drills while we were walking off the field. T-Lander was in a yellow jersey yesterday, I'm pretty sure. So the yellow jersey is light contact. The red jersey is no contact. So he's back in the fold, it sounds like. Like I said, if they got a red jersey and they're practicing, or even a yellow jersey and they're practicing, it's precautionary, y'all. During specialty work, Boo Carter, Sean Bishop, Idris Farouk, and Mike Matthews are seen working at punt returner. Boo Carter be your punt returner. As long as he don't get in no trouble, don't get suspended, nothing like that, Boo Carter's your punt returner. There are some new injury notes in the offensive line. Jeremiah Hurd was working in the weight room. I was also unable to spot Sham Umarov, who continues to compete for the starting right guard spot. Done went over that. Sticking with the offensive line, Pendleton was not doing at least one drill with the centers as William Satterwhite, Max Anderson, Nick Moore rotated at the spot. Also notable on the offensive line, David Sanders was out there fully dressed out, but was just holding his helmet and did not go through any drills while I watched. Maybe he did more after we left practice, but that was notable. I haven't heard anything about Sanders being injured, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that. With Sanders not going through drills, Jesse Perry was the right tackle, Pendleton was the right guard, Satterwhite was the center, Wendell Moy was the left guard, Lance Hurd was the left tackle. I think Bennett Warren has a little issue going on because Bennett Warren will be your backup right tackle. I mean, that's etched in stone. Bennett Warren is big dude. He's like 6'7", 330, long arms, perfect size for a tackle. I think he'll be your backup at left tackle too. Boo Carter, Ricky Gibson, Jamal McCoy continue to go through drills. McCoy was not wearing shoulder pads, but did a little more drill work during Tuesday practice, which, like I said, good sign. He continues to do more and more. Coming back from ACL injury in January, I mean, that's pretty damn impressive. He's doing what he's doing. I think if he's not ready for Syracuse, he will be ready for ETSU, y'all. Last note we got, Colton Hood upgraded from a red non-contact jersey to a yellow light contact jersey. Jeremiah T-Lander was also in a yellow jersey after being in a red jersey Monday, which was a good step in the right direction. Ty Redmond remained in red non-contact jersey for the second straight day. Sounds like there wasn't that many notes today, guys, because it was raining outside, so the media only got to see some inside work. I'm sure as soon as the media got kicked out after 25, 30 minutes, they went outside, they practiced with the wet ball, doing all that, because you never know when it's going to rain during the game. So we didn't get as many notes as we usually do. They said Merklinger went first in the mesh points, which means absolutely nothing. Aguilar was second. I would put my whole check on Aguilar being start quarterback, y'all. I'd say we probably got another scrimmage coming up within the next couple of days. I'm not 100% sure on that. I know they usually like to do 2 or 3 scrimmages, and then you got game week practice. So fall camp is wrapping up. You get 15 of them. Today was 10. So you got 5 days left fall camp. Then you got game week prep. And then it's time for some orange on orange crime. I know y'all are ready. I'm ready. I've been ready since Ohio State whooped our ass to get back out there. It's the most talented team Heupel's had, y'all. Doesn't mean it'll be his best one. I have to wait and see on that. But I promise you it's the most talented one he's had. We got the blue chip ratio over 50% for the first time since like 2006, something like that. By far the most talented team Tennessee's had in the last 15, 20 years. If you hear the storm outside, hopefully my power don't go out as I'm wrapping this up. That's the show for today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Sorry it's so late. Like I said, it was a busy day. Had a fussy baby. Had stuff going on. But I always try to make sure I get y'all your content. So hopefully y'all will do your part for me and hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe. Get your buddies to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 by week 1. Hopefully y'all help me do that. Like I said, I'm living out my dream here, y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoy it and y'all help me live it out. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And as always, go Vols.